Very typically, if you have an undefined emotional solar plexus in human design, the language that's used is non-emotional, which is the furthest thing from the truth. In this video, we are going to dive into the emotional solar plexus. So if you're excited to find out more, stick around and let's get into it. Hello and welcome to, or welcome back to, the Simply CA. My name is Alana, and on this channel you are going to find the tools, the tips, the resources, and information to help you live your most authentic, truest, fullest, most you life that you can. We do this through human design lifestyle coaching, yoga and fitness videos, as well as whole food plant-based nutrition. If you enjoy this content, please remember to give it a thumbs up, click on that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. The emotional solar plexus, or the solar plexus center in your human design chart, is the triangle that lives on the right side of your chart when you're looking at it. So on the right side, the triangle that kind of points inwards is the one that is the emotional solar plexus. When it has a color in it, that means that it's defined, and when it is clear or white, that means that it is undefined or open. I do have a video on the entire chart on the centers. I also have a video specifically diving into being defined versus being undefined, and I'll have those linked down in the description box. But for right now, let's take a quick overview of the solar plexus so that we have a foundation to work on for this specific video. So the solar plexus is both a motor center as well as an awareness center. So it does have a generation of energy that can be moved and propelled forward through the solar plexus when defined. And it also holds the awareness of our emotions. For those of you who have a defined solar plexus, you have your own natural emotional wave. And the type of wave that you naturally experience and that you come to know within yourself when paying attention is related to the channels that are off of your emotional solar plexus. So you can find out more information about that typically by booking a reading or diving even deeper down into the human design experience. And then for those of us who have an undefined solar plexus, we are open to experiencing the emotional waves of others. So before you get caught up in whether it's good or bad, just remember that nothing in human design is good or bad. It's all information that we can take in and test out and try on to find out if there's a conditioning or a blind spot that we might not be aware of, or if there's a truth that we've always known, but we might not have fully integrated it and embodied it because it's just too simple. On top of that, specifically when it comes to the solar plexus, approximately 50% of the population is here with a defined solar plexus, meaning that they are here to better understand their own personal emotional wave. And about 50% of the population is here to experience the vast array of emotions through others. Which means when we take this view of the solar plexus, none of us are non-emotional. We're all here to experience emotions in one way or another. For some of us, that is an internalized experience of emotions. For others of us, that is an experience of emotions through others. So let's take this a layer deeper. For those who have an emotional wave, you are here to learn your emotional wave and to work with it. And when you have that defined emotional wave, it helps you make decisions because it is both an awareness center and a motor center. You also get to learn the language of your unique emotional wave. So, for example, some people have a building up of their emotional wave where it's a ratcheting. And until you've sort of ratcheted your way all the way to the top of that emotional wave, you may not feel as though you have full clarity on whatever that decision is. So for some people, they need to go through that emotional experience before they truly land on a decision and a way forwards. Additionally, for those with that defined solar plexus, you are here to experience your own emotions. You are here to put language to and be able to describe and know deeply and intimately your own emotional experience as you move through this lifetime. So for those who have a undefined solar plexus, you are not non-emotional. You actually experience the wide, vast array of emotions that others are experiencing, which, when an undefined solar plexus is unconscious, is a lot. It can feel as if you are on an emotional roller coaster. It is full of ups and downs and twists and turns and not understanding where these emotions are coming from or what is going on that creates a feeling inside of you. And it's because that unconscious, open, receptive solar plexus is pulling in the emotions of everyone and anyone. Now again, this isn't bad. Unconscious open solar plexus is a challenge, for sure. And it also gives us the experience of deep empathy with others. We're able to tune into and touch into the true emotion that someone else is feeling and may not have the language to express. The key question for people who have an undefined solar plexus is this mine? It's also really important for people who have an undefined solar plexus to clear out energy. There's a lot energetically going on right now, and those with a defined solar plexus are likely still feeling it in multiple different ways. However, those with an undefined solar plexus might feel a different level of intensity around the emotions of others right now. So be kind with yourself. Acknowledge, is this mine? What am I taking on? And begin to practice some boundaries around not feeling emotion, but more around recognizing when you're connecting with someone else's emotion so that you can bring awareness to your experience of that emotion while at the same time recognizing that it is not generated from within you. So there's no need to attach a story or a experience to the emotion. So when you have an undefined solar plexus, the emotions that you feel don't need a story assigned to them, and it's about not attaching them to your identity. And so again, this isn't to say that people who have an undefined solar plexus don't have their own array of emotions, because we do. They're just not localized, or they don't originate from the solar plexus. So as an example, a manifestor's not self theme is anger. That's an emotion, but they might not have a defined solar plexus in order to be a manifestor. And yet they can still themselves feel anger through their own process, which is why that question of, is this mine is so important for people with an undefined solar plexus. Because it doesn't have to be part of the solar plexus or the emotional solar plexus. It can be an emotion that comes from another area in your body or in your chart. And understanding where in your body it's coming from better helps us to understand the emotion and the trigger behind it, which helps us process it and helps us put language around it and helps us understand it and be better able to work with it. And so really where we get to experience emotion is this beautiful place of being human. And we all experience emotions in a different way. Emotions that originate from the solar plexus are a wave, and when you have that natural wave, your work is to understand your own creative movement through that wave, what it's telling you, when to act, when to pause, and to language around that wave and to feel and know it deeply and intimately. When you have an undefined solar plexus, the work is to understand what is actually your emotion, where it's coming from, what that trigger is, what's behind it, and also to understand and recognize that you are here to reflect others' emotions and to experience emotions and be empathetic so that you can help them to better understand their own emotion. Either way, we're not non-emotional creatures. We are here to experience and better understand our emotions. We are emotional bodies, emotional beings. I hope this brings some additional awareness for you so that you feel more empowered around your emotions, whether you have a defined or an undefined solar plexus. I'm really curious down in the comments. Let's chat about if you are defined or undefined when it comes to your solar plexus, where you notice emotions arise from, what you notice about your emotions, and especially if you're undefined, let me know down in the comments about your awareness when it comes to recognizing being emotional with an undefined solar plexus. I hope this brings a whole lot of clarity for some of you and a bigger, broader, deeper, more intimate experience with your emotions. As always, if you are enjoying this content, please remember to click on that subscribe button, the notification bell, and then as well give it a thumbs up so I know what content you really like and want more of. Let's continue the conversation down in the comments section, and I will link those additional videos that might be useful at the end here, as well as down in the description box. And I will see you in the next video.